Good afternoon, St. Pete. This is Mayor Rick Kriseman joining you today from the beautiful historic Sunken Gardens. The gardens reopened for visitors this week. There are safety protocols in place, so we ask that you come and enjoy, but please be respectful of the protocols and courteous of others. We're fortunate to have this oasis here in the city, and we're excited to welcome you back. The flamingos, the parrots, they're excited too. And as always, I want to give you a brief update on the COVID-19 and share the most current data and share some good news with you. First, there are now more than 1,000 confirmed cases here in Pinellas County. We've seen some recent spikes due to clusters in our nursing homes and our long-term care facilities. And I'm working with Dr. Cho at the Pinellas County Department of Health to get a better understanding of the scope of this issue and how it impacts our overall percentages here in Pinellas and in St. Pete. Now, as of yesterday, we were at 381 cases here in St. Pete. Again, we are interested to learn what percentage of these cases are related to the long-term facilities versus community spread. We have had a couple of bright spots, though, of late, including the results that have come out of 2 South St. Pete testing sites in late April and in early May. Between our Child's Park pop-up site and our Bartlett Park pop-up site, 246 residents were tested and only 2 tests were positive. Now, testing is ongoing throughout our community from the Johnny Ruth Clark Center, a site that is run by the Community Health Centers of Pinellas, to local urgent care offices and hospitals. And we strongly encourage you to get tested if you have any symptoms at all. In fact, you don't even need to be symptomatic to get a test at the Johnny Ruth Clark Center. It is, however, recommended that you do make an appointment, and you can do that by calling 727-824-8181. 727-824-8181. And finally, as it relates to data, hospital capacity in St. Pete and the surrounding area remains of no concern, even as elective procedures have begun. So we have a lot to be proud of here in St. Pete. This virus, while a real and present danger that has killed many of our fellow neighbors, has not overwhelmed our community. And I have to believe that this is due in part to the overall health of our community and social distancing, a sacrifice we all made to ebb the flow of COVID-19. Now, we can further protect ourselves by wearing masks or face coverings while near others. I wear one to protect you, you wear one to protect me. Now, I really need you to take this seriously, but you can also have some fun with it. Get creative. Jennifer Kosharek, one of our great artists and muralists here in St. Pete, is designing some of her own. Now, here is one of them. Whether one of Jennifer's or another artist's, or if you want to do it yourself, your face covering can really be an extension of your personality or even an illustration of your pride in St. Pete. Pelicans, sunshine, the sunken garden flamingos, whatever you want to wear on it, just wear a face mask. Now, I look forward to seeing your creative face coverings out and about and on social media. So take me up on this challenge, St. Pete. We're urging our restaurant owners and other business owners to also make face coverings mandatory for their employees. Please make them mandatory. This is all part of the St. Pete way. It's a way of getting St. Pete back to normal. And you can learn more at restartstpete.com. That's restartstpete.com. There you'll find a St. Pete Way toolkit that we encourage you to share with others, including the restaurants that you frequent. And as a reminder, restaurants and retail in St. Pete can now operate at 50% occupancy. There remains orders in place related to social distancing, however, so make sure that when you're at a restaurant or you're in a retail shop, keep your social distance going. And we try to make it a little easier for our restaurants in St. Pete to do business by allowing for an expansion of outdoor dining. Information for that can also be found at restartstpete.com. And finally, some other good news. In addition to the millions of dollars that we've granted to hundreds of business owners and individuals in our city through the Fighting Chance Fund, on Thursday, I will be asking City Council to approve approximately $1 million in state and federal funding for use as rent and mortgage and utility assistance for individuals in our community. These funds will be delivered to qualifying households through city staff and community partners. And this funding is in addition to the $100,000 in city funds that we previously committed to the Pinellas Opportunity Council for similar assistance. Once the funds are approved by the City Council, we will notify the community of contact information to inquire about receiving this assistance. So please look out for that notice. We want you to get the assistance that you need. It's important that we leave no stone unturned in figuring out how to best help our city through this challenging time. And with that, I'm going to take some questions from the media, and Yolanda Fernandez will read them to me once again. Yolanda?
Mayor, our first question is from Janelle Taylor of FloridaPolitics.com. She asks, Pinellas County is allowing movie theaters to reopen despite Governor DeSantis' verbal statements that theaters are not part of a full Phase 1. Does the mayor plan to allow St. Petersburg theaters to open?
Right now, I'm not aware of any of our movie theaters that are considering opening. But having said that, it is our intention in St. Petersburg to follow Pinellas County, who is following the written orders of Governor DeSantis.
Our next question is from Josh Solomon at Tampa Bay Times. Are you comfortable with the speed the state is moving to reopen businesses?
You know, I've always felt it was important, and I've said this over and over again, that every decision that we make is driven by data and our ability to consult with our healthcare experts in the city, in the county, in the state, and through the CDC. And so my biggest concern, quite frankly, has always been with our second phase of opening. We expected in the first phase of opening it to be gradual, and thankfully it has been so. But it's during that second phase that it's going to be really important that we have good data and that we've had ample time to collect that data from the impact of opening or beginning to open businesses during Phase 1. So thus far I'm comfortable, but this next phase, the timing of that opening and how far the opening goes is going to be really, really important.
Mayor, our final question is from Megan Holmes at stpetecatalyst.com. She asks, can the mayor please comment on the Florida Department of Health COVID-19 dashboard changes and the accusations of impropriety or data meddling swirling in the media?
Well, all of us in every city and every county around the state of Florida, we rely upon the information that we're receiving from the Department of Health and from Tallahassee. So I certainly hope that these allegations do not prove to be true. I don't have any knowledge related to the allegations. The only thing other than that I can comment on is we certainly would love to see a better line of communication overall between the governor's office and all of us on the local level. We would love to see orders that are clear, and when we do have questions related to those orders, that we're able to get timely responses back from the governor's office. That's one area where we would love to see some improvement. All right, if that was the final question, again, I appreciate you tuning in. Please use common sense, follow the St. Pete way. If we do that, St. Petersburg, we're going to get to the other side of this pandemic quickly, and the sun will shine on us brightly once again here in St. Pete. Thank you all so much.